Hey guys, it's Michelle Bowler. It has been a fabulous, absolutely fabulous Saturday morning, and welcome to the MLM Moms. We've seen countless people reach financial freedom with MLM businesses, and now it's our turn. Come join me while I implement real, powerful, and simple marketing tactics to build my six-figure business that most of the MLM industry is oblivious to. I'm Michelle Bowler, and welcome to the MLM Moms Podcast. So by the time you guys listen to this, it will be probably like Tuesday, I think is when I'm going to be publishing this one, but it's Saturday, and holy cow guys, my dreams have come true for 2 Saturdays in a row. I grew up in a family that like gardened a lot, and we worked hard. I'm one of 8, I think I've said that before, and so there was a lot to do in the house, and our parents put a lot of that responsibility on us. So every Saturday we had to be ready, not just like awake, but have eaten breakfast, ready to go, shoes on, outside at 8 o'clock in the morning to start working on the yard. And then we had to work inside, and it was awesome because for some reason I had these little fantasy dreams about how awesome it would be for my family to work together like that. And especially as I had little babies, it was like, oh, it'll be so cute to watch them clean. But that just hasn't happened for us yet. First of all, my husband's in the Army, and he has been in the Army and or doing school, and like a massive amount of school constantly since we got married 6 years ago. And so we've had like a handful of Saturdays where he's been home, but not very many. And so the last 2 Saturdays, he has been home. He has not had work or any like Army stuff that he's had to do, which was awesome. And it was awesome because we not only got that family time, but we also got to work together, which I thought was really fun. And my little girls today, my husband Austin taught them how to take the trash out from the bathrooms. And it was so funny because they were so proud, and they've been telling everybody all day. Anyways, just thought I'd let you know that my dreams came true. It was fun. We got a whole bunch of yard work done and have been productive inside, but at the same time had a really fun late lunch date with the girls. So that was fun. But I wanted to get on here and tell you guys what I'm doing and what I'm up to, because this whole podcast is about my journey, and I want you guys to see how I'm building all this so you can see how it's done. So I'm doing something crazy though. I'm not going to try and sell to everyone. So I'm almost finished with the 2 courses that I've been building. I've talked about those before. If you are new to the show, go back and listen about that. I just have to finish recording the big marketing one. And oh, it's so good. It's so good. I'm excited to have it done so you guys can check it out too. I'll put the link or whatever, however I'm going to set that up in the show notes and tell you guys about it. There's so much good stuff in there though, like so good. That's almost done. And then the next step is I'm going to start working on the funnel for the actual product. So like the way that I'm going to get my personal sales in, not recruiting, but personal sales. I still need to actually build the funnel for recruiting and get that online, like the whole funnel. So everything's automated. Well, not like everything, but the things that are automated will be automated. But I need to save up just a little bit more money for ClickFunnels, just to be completely real. That's what is holding me back right now. So I need to build out that funnel, which I've actually been thinking about recording myself building it. Like I can record my screen doing it and maybe doing that on a live Zoom call. So you guys could hop on and watch, ask questions if you want, that kind of stuff. But you can just see how easy it is to build this for yourself. So if you guys would actually let me know if that's something you'd be interested in doing, I think right now the best way to get a hold of me is email. The email is themlmmomspodcast@gmail.com. Or I guess you could find me on Facebook. I'm Michelle Bowler, in case you forgot. But email's probably best. But yeah, let me know if that's even something that you guys would be interested in doing, just watching me build that. Anyways, back to the product funnel. So I'm going back to the very beginning of this whole funnel creation process with this, which I realized, I didn't do with the recruiting side. But regardless of what you're selling, whether it's the product or you're recruiting, which that is a sale, right? That kind of is a product. Like the opportunity, the act of joining, you should treat that the same way you would treat that as a product. It's the same sales process. It's the same funnel process. But the first thing you need to do is you need to figure out who you're talking to. So that's what I've been doing. I'm thinking, who is my dream client? The awesome part about being your own boss is you get to decide who you want to work with, which was really fun for me to do for the recruiting funnel, because I got to sit down and think, okay, who do I want on my team? Which, you may be like, well, that's kind of rude, and is even a little bit counterintuitive, because you're thinking, well, I want everybody on my team. I want everybody to buy my product. But that's not the case. That's not how successful people think. Now, I'm not saying I would ever turn anyone away who wants to purchase. I'm just saying I'm not going to try and sell to everyone. They're not my target audience. First of all, I'm realizing how naive it is to say that my product is for everyone. Even though my product is geared towards women, and I know it's great, that still doesn't mean that every single woman in the world has the preset disposition to that kind of product. And I know that kind of sounds vague and everything, but I'm trying really hard not to talk about my MLM on here. I want this to be educational. I want this to be helpful for you guys. I don't want this to be you guys feel like this is a big pitch fest. So I know I might word things kind of vaguely and all that kind of stuff, but that's why. But my product, if you initially heard of it, you would think, oh, every woman would want that. Every woman already uses that kind of product. But that's not true. And trust me, I've been in this for almost a year, and I have heard people say, oh, well, I don't. Even though the initial reaction is, every woman would buy this. Not every woman has a preset disposition for that kind of product. Okay? What I mean by this is that it is a complete waste of time to try and sell my husband a pink buggy car. You know what car I'm talking about? I don't know if it's actually called a buggy. That's what we've always called it. But really, any color of a bug car. He hates the size. He hates the look. It's way too girly for him. Or even just a pink makeup bag. Again, he doesn't like pink. He has zero desire to have a makeup bag. I don't like pink. There's no reason to try and sell him. Someone would be completely wasting their time if they tried to sell him one. But people do that in MLM all the freaking time. All the time. Yes, my product is geared toward women, but not every woman in the world is going to want it. And if you are struggling with this concept, you need to go and sit in the mall and just observe for even just an hour. You will see so many different kinds of people. It is astounding. Astounding. I actually recently just got home from a family vacation, and my husband and I took our girls to Disneyland, and we were there for multiple days. And on the last day, it was just my husband and I, and my feet were so darn tired. I had to just sit for a while. I had shin splints going on. This was the 4th day. We did 3 days with kids, and then 1 day just us, and it was awesome. Don't regret anything. But my feet were tired, and it was so much fun to just sit though and watch. I initially just wanted to rest, but then it turned into really fun. First of all, it was hilarious to watch the characters interact with people. Oh my goodness. The next time you go to Disneyland, you have got to just spend like 15 minutes parked right by so you have a clear view to one of the characters. They do some funny stuff. Like when one of them we saw was Goofy, and this couple came up, like a young couple, and Goofy totally like put his arm around the girl and pushed away the guy. It was so funny. He like afterwards, he was just being funny, and afterwards he let the guy come back. But it was funny. Watching the characters is hilarious. Second of all, it like just totally opened my eyes, reaffirmed again that there are so many different kinds of people in the world. Again, if you can't go to Disneyland, go to the mall. There are all sorts of different people on the mall. Go to like all the malls around you, and you'll really see like a variety of incomes and just everything, guys. People are just so different, and there are so many different people and so many numbers of people in this world. So, like, I'm not naive anymore to the fact that not everyone wants my product. And that's fine because everybody's different. But that's totally fine though, because that means that there are people who want my thing. Okay? Second, the more research I've been doing, the more I have been watching the successful companies or the people, and I'm seeing them prove this concept true. If you speak to everyone, you will be heard by no one. So I'm not going to try and sell to everyone. I've been honing in on who my target audience is, and where I'm at right now is figuring out the message of the funnel. I know who my target audience is. She has a name. She's got likes and dislikes. I know the age range, I know the like all those demographic things, I know. So right now I'm figuring out what message will speak to her. And that's the next step in funnel creation, finding the message. It's interesting because I originally thought that with successful businesses, I thought that the product was the most important aspect of the business. But I'm learning as I continue to try and sell my product that that's not the case at all. Having a good product will get you to a certain point. That's where I'm at. I'm at a certain point in sales. It's been pretty good. But the generic message of how awesome the product is, has been given to me by the company. It's only gotten me so far. And I have bigger dreams than that, right? So what I'm doing is I'm going out and researching and finding out what messages are working for this industry that I'm in and what messages aren't. The really interesting thing though is I've been able to see how even in my market there are a ton of vastly different messages that I could use depending on age or how people approach or use that type of product or how they feel about themselves. For example, I'm not in the weight loss industry, so I'm okay talking about it. Within the weight loss industry, you have people who are teenagers or like 18 to 20 who are trying to lose weight, and they're dealing with very different issues than someone who is 20 to 30 years old. And even in the 20 to 30 years old, there's a whole different market of male versus female. There's a whole different market of pre-baby versus post-baby. But you see how you can divide each and every section up into a million different ways. And I know it can be scary to say, I'm only going to talk to moms. But do you know what? I know very, very successful Beachbody coaches. And not only do they only talk to moms, like they don't coach guys, they only talk to Christian moms. They've narrowed it down that much that they talk to Christian moms, and really they if you pay attention to their messaging, they really hone in on the message to new moms, like younger moms, not necessarily older teenagers, but younger moms who are really kind of getting down and dirty every single day with their kids, emotionally and mentally, all that kind of stuff. They're in the pit of it with their kids. But because they've honed in on and they are speaking that message so clearly and with so much intent and purpose, that all the things around them, they're really speaking to kind of 25 to 35-year-old moms, right? But that's not all the people who are attracted to them. There have been younger people who have been attracted to them. There have been older people who have been attracted to them. There have been even a number of single women who aren't even mothers yet, who have been attracted and drawn to them and have sought them out. Even though that's not the message that they were sending. That's not who they were speaking to. But because they were speaking so clearly and with so much passion and with so much intent and purpose, it drew people to them. So you have to hone in on who they are, how they approach your product, the use that they have, and how they feel about themselves. I think the most important thing about figuring out that message is to think about what false beliefs people have and have a message that gives a reason to change the false belief. Okay? Give them a new story that shows them things can be different. So again, with weight loss, there are a whole bunch of false beliefs that people have. False beliefs are just beliefs that people hold true, but aren't in fact true, but they think they are. So, for example, for me, in my weight loss journey, for a long time, I was telling myself, I can't wake up early. I've got kids up all night. I've had 3 kids in 4.5 years, so there's been a lot of time being pregnant, and I am very, very tired as a pregnant person. I actually am very blessed and count myself very fortunate that I do not get very sick with pregnancies so far. Fingers crossed that the next is the same way. But I don't have a lot of sickness, but I get very, very tired. And obviously, after having a baby and nursing in the night and all that kind of stuff, that makes me tired. And so the story I've been telling, that false belief, is that I can't wake up and have it do it in the morning. But that means that I got to do it sometime and try and squeeze it in during the day. And when I'm doing that, then my kids are around, and then that means everything's interrupted, and that just constantly is beating down and pushing off the stamina to keep on going, right? But that's a false belief, okay? I can wake up early. I have discovered that for myself these last few months. I've been waking up early. I've been working and working out before my kids are awake. I have that ability, but for some reason, I was telling myself that story, that I couldn't do that. For a lot of years, my husband, who he knows is we call him a recovering sugarholic, he would just feed off of sweets. And for him, it was I deserve this, but also I need the energy. That's a false belief, that he needs the energy. He needs the comfort that sugar and treats would give to him. But that's a false belief. So if you are in weight loss, you need to rewrite that story and give them a story that shows them that things can be different. Because all our beliefs are based on some sort of story. Either something that happened to us, or because something happened to us, our minds have turned it into a whole story. Do you know what I mean? There's an actual real memory versus something happened to us and our mind connects that something to something else, and that actually might not actually be the real reason. That was really wordy, but do you get what I'm saying? But those all cause our belief. So we cannot expect people to just jump up and join our teams or love our products, because most of the time people will have at least one false belief that is holding them back. I think the most common with joining is that people don't want to be that MLM or direct salesperson, because they think that the only way to sell is to bug family and friends all day. But what if You could have part of your quote unquote sales message that you say or whatever when you're talking to people about the opportunity. What if you say, now if you're like me, working from home sounds great, passive income sounds great, setting my hours sounds great, but I don't want to sell to my friends. And you know what? I totally get it, because I have received hundreds of notifications on Facebook that I am all of a sudden thrown into some group to hear about a product that I didn't even get asked about. Or I've had friends text me saying, hey, I'm having this party at my house. You would really like it. Or getting a text message from a friend or a family member saying, hey, I have this product. I think you would really like it. Do you want to try it out? And it's just this a little bit awkward, because sometimes, yes, we do like that product. And yes, that would help. Thanks for thinking of me. But most of the time, people have turned to me with, So that's why I don't do that anymore. I don't sell to my friends. I'm here to tell you that you don't have to do that. And I'm not only going to say that you don't have to do that, but I'm going to show you how to use marketing and funnels to make that an actual reality. In fact, I'll give you the funnels already built, just so you have one less thing to do on your to-do list, right? That's what my message is, and it immediately breaks down the beliefs. And not only that, but it gives people a reason to want to work with me instead of everybody else, because they get the funnels. I'm not only going to teach them, but I'm going to take away a whole bunch of the work, right? So I want you to take some time today, this week, sometime soon. Put it in your calendar, just like a little reminder. If you're like me, you got to have a reminder for everything. Set an alert to go off in 3 days, okay? And think about who you actually want to work with, who you actually want to sell to. And selling to is working with someone, right? Most MLM products, there's some distributor customer involvement in it, right? Like, you're going to be communicating with these people at least a little bit, right? They'll have questions, whatever. Your product might be like very customizable, like mine is. So I work very closely with my customers, and I want to work with people who are pleasant to work with, right? So you need to think about who that is and what message do they want to hear. What message will speak to them, right? Okay, think about it. I would love to hear what you guys think about. Again, email me at the MLMmomspodcast@gmail.com. Leave a review. Let me know there. Until next time, bye for now. Hey lovely ladies, thanks for listening. Make sure you remember to subscribe, and I'd really love to hear your feedback, so don't forget to leave a quick review.